Welcome to my class on the formal letter. In our last class, we discussed the informal letter, and we saw that the informal letter is a casual kind of letter. The informal letter is a letter that we write to friends, relatives, on casual issues. Now, the formal letter is the focus of today's lesson. Now, the formal letter is a business kind of letter. The formal letter has a business tone, so it's not a letter that you write when you want to greet somebody on the delivery of a newborn baby and all of that. It's strictly business for official purposes. The formal letter should be strict and official in tone. The formal letter is not a friendly, casual one, like I mentioned. Now, what is the purpose of writing a formal letter? Why do we write a formal letter? First and foremost, we'll write the formal letter when we are seeking for employment, meaning when you're looking for a job. The kind of letter that you write to offices, to businesses, to establishments should be a formal one. You don't write an informal letter when you are trying to look for a job. You write a formal letter. Then the formal letter is also written to seek for permission in an office where you're already employed. The relationship that exists in a workplace, as far as the business is concerned, first and foremost, is official. So when you want to make any transaction, you write a formal letter because that is what is demanded for an official setting. Then a formal letter is also written to organizations, offices, or business owners for transactions. The formal letter is written also to query an erring subordinate in an office. A subordinate is one that is under you in a workplace. So when such a person displays a level of misconduct, displays that are unethical as far as the job is concerned, so you query such a person with a formal letter. Now, to whom do we write a formal letter? We write a formal letter to a business owner. We write a formal letter to a boss in the office. We write a formal letter to the proprietor or principal of a school. We write a formal letter to business associates or partners for business transactions. In a school setting, as a student, you are also required to write a formal letter once in a while. For example, if you want to relate with your principal, you write a formal letter, or even your subject teacher, the kind of letter you write is a formal letter. Now, lastly, we want to look at the format, the features of a formal letter. What makes you distinguish a formal letter from an informal one? What do you see? What are the features that makes you say this kind of letter is formal, while this other kind of letter is informal? So, the first thing that marks a letter as a formal one is your address. As the writer of the letter, when you're writing a formal letter, you must start with your own address. Then the dates of the day you're writing the letter should be written down. Like I have here, 7th August, 2020. The 7th figure 7, then TH should be on the same line with 7. Then August as a month of the year, as a proper noun, should begin with a capital letter, and then 2020. Now, the next is the receiver's address, which must begin with the receiver's designation. Designation is the title the recipient is holding, for example, the principal command, then the school, the name of the school, for example, University Page Secondary School, one line, then go to the next line, plots 35 and 42, Dr. Garrick layout, comma, go to the next line, Siloko Road, comma, go to the next line, and the last, as the case may be, if you are in Benin and you're writing to the principal of University Preparatory Secondary School, so you should end with Benin City, and then you put a full stop. The next is a salutation or the greeting. For example, dear sir or dear madam. The next is the title or heading. After that, you introduce the topic of discussion. That's what you want to say. You introduce it, and then in that introduction, there should be no external pleasantries. There should be no casual greetings. Then you go straight to the body, which should be written in paragraphs. And then lastly, the conclusion, or the last paragraph, conclusion, before you go to the complementary clause, which should consist of your subscription, that is, yours faithfully, for example, for a formal letter, a comma, the next line, signature, and the last line is your full name. So that's it for the formal letter. I believe you have clearly understood the concept and how to write a formal letter. I want you also to go through the content, and if you have one or two questions, you can write them down in your questions box. And also, if you have comments or contributions, you can also write it down in your comment box. See you in my next class.